I had intended for this video to be as edifying as possible. If you follow through attentively, you can design this independently at the end of the video. Welcome to Almost Serious Dev. Today is all about a profile setup program which centers around image picker. If you've been writing code before ice cream entered England and France, this video is not for you. Then our usual dance of getting rid of Flutter default code. Then we will install a package called image picker by adding it to our dependencies in popspec.yml. Make sure they are indented correctly. At first, I encountered an error that reads something to the effect that you can't have your project and the external package having an identical name. So altering the name fixed the error. That we create a class that extends the ls widget to be converted later, create a constructor for the class, override build function, and return a scaffold. All these are effortless because VS Code Editor has an inbuilt autocomplete feature. We design an app file like we used to with an extra action button by the left side which says skip. We designed the body too. And we have a widget called CircleAvatar, which is an image or an icon holder and centralizes by default. Now look very closely because we do two things, and because I am currently on a web renderer and I can reasonably assume that some of you use Android emulator, so I will do that first and we'll do what will work only on web renderer after. The data type is file and it is gotten from Flutter library called .io. It is a keyword and it stores photo so we can save the nullable selected photo in the file. Then we create an image picker controller. We named it picker. It is like the remote control that opens up the gallery. Now there are two types of actions that depends on users' interaction, the event and feature. Event doesn't wait for users' interaction to complete. Everything is built completely. It only flusters when an action is triggered. But feature is a type of asynchronous programming. It waits for that action by the user to complete before it can proceed. The object of this function in few words. When user taps the edit photo button, we run this function. Flutter waits for the user to pick an image, then returns that image as an X file. We take the path of the image from the X file and convert it to file. X file is a container for such image features like path, name, and so on. Then with our free will, we create a variable to store selected country. Now we set a conditional statement because our file and X file are nullable, so it is crucial that we set a condition for both incidents of when a person opens the camera and quits without picking anything and when they actually pick something. So apart from designing the fancy look of our app, we're done for emulators. I would like to mention something. If you're working on a real device, there are some permission that you will have to allow because you are trying to access someone's private library. So that is not surprising, right? If you wish to see me struggle through even simpler projects, please give me a follow. Now that we're done, the UI is as anticipated, but I will get an error because the package.io scaffolding file will not work in web. So I will get an exception at compile time when I try to pick an image, because on emulator you work with real devices file, but on web you don't. You work with temporary byte and URL instead, which to me is a plain sailing, if you agree. If you don't understand, let me know in comment section so I can intimate you further between these two. So we store the whole container as a selected image, including the stuff we don't even need. And the only thing we need is the path, which won't be used until much later. And file image.path, nope, just image, because our selected image returns the whole container, so no need for conversion to file now. Also, a final tweak is in our background image. We use .path because as much as Flutter didn't allow us to use file, we can as well return the whole garbage, the whole container. We need to access the path property and change it from file image to network image. And it works. This is the end. Thank you for watching. Bye.